D6413782, program XPY Eagle Alex Hope.
Your attention, please. At the recommendation of the International Time Bureau, commencing at 23 hours, 59 minutes, 60 seconds UTC, an extra second will be inserted into the NBS time scale. This adjustment is required to maintain internationally coordinated universal time as broadcast from these stations in close agreement with UT1 or astronomical time.
WA60TB.
Welcome to Negative Land Communication Networks. Please begin sim live transmission.
This transmission has been modified from its original format.
It's a training program.
There's a lot of agreement in this field already, and much has already been done. So it is absolutely essential that we do all understand each other, that we mean the same things by the same words, and that we can communicate by radio. There is a lot of further work required to be done. Thus, we in the agency strive for continual communication, and as it has been achieved, there is room for much more. Can continue to communicate together. And continue to communicate together.
One of the first questions asked about film production is, how much? Well, how long is a piece of string? A motion picture is not a stock or inventory item. It can cost surprisingly little or involve a budget that would choke an elephant. Now, the cost of camera raw stock, that's a fixed item. Maybe this is the place to start.
Through its magic, we are able to enjoy a combination of the radio, motion pictures, and the stage, right in the comfort of our own homes, simply by pushing a button and turning a dial. These cells with their electrical charges are scanned by a stream of electrons, completing 30 pictures a second. Compare that crude picture with these of today, and you can judge for yourself how far along the road to perfection television has traveled.
I've known people who've gone through complete withdrawal from television and gone into depressions because their entire routine is broken. They also have time on their hands, which is a big aspect of control, remember, too. If you can take time away from a person who can think for themselves, who might say, oh, I'll go and read a book, I'll go and study something, or if you can take that time away from them and have them mesmerized in front of a television set, then you'll keep them dumb, stupid, compliant, and going along with the system. I always advise to people, if you know someone who's watching TV, it's quite simple to find out where they are mentally, psychologically, in the understanding of things. You can ask them a few simple questions. If they give you standard television answers, forget it. Simple as that, forget it. If you see some spark of their own opinion coming in, there's maybe a chance you can do something with them. But you cannot get a... You see, television, it can be classified as a drug.
The only truth you know is what you get over this tube. Right now, there is an entire generation that never knew anything that didn't come out of this tube. This tube is the gospel, the ultimate revelation. This tube can make or break presidents, popes, prime ministers. This tube is the most awesome goddamn force in the whole godless world. So if you want the truth, go to God. Go to your gurus. Go to yourselves, because that's the only place you're ever going to find any real truth. But man, you're never going to get any truth from us. We deal in illusions, man. None of it is true. But you people sit there day after day, night after night, all ages, colors, creeds. We're all you know. You're beginning to believe the illusions we're spinning here. You're beginning to think that the tube is reality and that your own lives are unreal. You do whatever the tube tells you. You dress like the tube. You eat like the tube. You raise your children like the tube. You even think like the tube. This is mass madness, you maniacs. In God's name, you people are the real thing. We are the illusion.
First of all, I was told, who's Jeffrey Epstein? No one knows who that is. I've had the story for 3 years. I've had this interview with Virginia Roberts. We would not put it on the air. First of all, I was told, who's Jeffrey Epstein? No one knows who that is. So do I think he was killed? 100%. Yes, I do. Because he made his whole living blackmailing people. He made his whole living blackmailing people. He made his whole living blackmailing people. Yeah. There were a lot of men in those planes, a lot of men who visited that island, a lot of powerful men who came into that apartment. Well, Ghislaine Maxwell, who I had all sorts of stuff on her too. I love it. I'm like, it's so funny to hear everyone say her name now, because I'm like, oh my God, like, I had all the, and everyone was like, who's that? Who cares? I kept getting that. Who cares? She knows everything. She should be careful. Well, she was his, like, she went out and recruited all of these girls. Stand by. She should watch her back. Because if she goes, I mean, I'd have like security guards all around me.
Guns. Guns.
Weldon.
Hey.
Guns.
So, do I think he was killed?
Guns. Guns.
100%.
Attractive target.
Yep. That's why I really believe it. Like, really believe it.
Attractive target.
He made his whole living blackmailing a lot of powerful men. Yeah.
Guns.
So, do I think he was killed?
Ghislaine Maxwell.
She knows everything. She should be careful. She should watch her back.
Guns.
Ghislaine Maxwell. She should be very careful.
Guns.
There's a real Western story for you.
Guns.
Gosh, what excitement.
Guns.
Gee, let's get out of here. Don't move for that door, either of you. That's the Conceptual. Where is it? I don't know. I can't see nothing. You don't have to see me. Now, just settle down, you two. We're going to have a little talk. Just sit back and wait.
She should watch her back.
Stacy and I can wait as long as you can. We can't stop. Can't we, Stacy? We can't stop. I got your harmonica, Jingles. Might as well have a little music while we're waiting. Harmonica? Can't stop. Oh, sure thing, Bill.
She should be very careful.
Guns.
Quaker Puffed Rice Sparkies and Quaker Puffed Wheat Sparkies. Those delicious, nutritious breakfast cereals shot from guns. Yes, shot from guns.
Can't stop. Get up in there.
We'll just sit back and wait.
Bursting forth with gigantic grains of goodness.
They want shooting, we'll give them their money's worth. Come on. We'll just sit back and wait.
She knows everything.
Guess we can start on the harmonica now, Jingles. Better put that fancy gun in your hand. You might need it.
Yeah.
I'll take my gun. Now we're going to have that talk.
My money.
She should watch her back.
See, in this world, there's two kinds of people, my friend. Those with loaded guns, those who dig. You dig.
Well, the difference between justice and murder.
Gosh, what
So, do I think he was killed? He made his whole living blackmailing people.
I was right there listening, and I just couldn't leave till I heard both the stories.
Yeah,
Time sure flies.
yeah.
Do you only know how to play, or do you know how to shoot?
She knows everything.
I'm gonna kill you with this one bullet if you try to take his gun. So, come on, take it. If you can.
Hand it over. You'll be dead before you can draw the hammer back.
That's so.
She should be careful. She should watch her back.
Good shooting. Very good shooting.
Where'd you get that? Come on, stay back and hold 2 shots. Now who wants the second one?
Well, you know music. And you can count. Bravo. All the way up.
I tried for 3 years to get it on, to no avail.
The interview was never broadcast.
She told me everything. It was unbelievable what we had.
The interview was never broadcast.
I got a little concerned about why I couldn't get on.
She was never told why.
I tried for 3 years to get it on.
All the way up to...
I tried for 3 years to get it on. We had everything.
Maybe faster.
She told me everything. It was unbelievable what we had. I got a little concerned about why I couldn't get on.
She was never told why.
I'll kill the next man who speaks.
Gosh, what excitement.
Wait a minute. Good shooting.
Don't shoot again, you got. That wasn't Bill, that was me, Jingles, and don't break for that door again.
Stop him here.
You can have them now if you like. Take that back door.
Yep.
He didn't like my joke. We'll let him go home in a little while.
So, do I think he was killed? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. 100%.
Stop him here. Bring him down. Stop him here. Bring him down. Bring him down. Bring him down. Bring him down.
Careful.
Hello?
That's fine shooting, just fine. You missed it. Too late. You crazy-eyed fool. What are we gonna do, Sheriff? Start closing in. I'll come in from this side.
So, do I think he was killed? 100%. Yes, I do. Because he made his whole living blackmailing people. There were a lot of men in those planes. A lot of powerful men.
Well, that doesn't beat all. What's
going on anyway? Hickok, Jingles, Sourdough, all of them vanishing into thin air. There's something downright weird about this whole thing.
She should watch her back.
You're watching real life, so you just plug it in.
Computers don't lie.
Are you suggesting that I did? In many cases, false things were announced or suggested with TV images.
Wow. But Chris, what I'm saying, that there was no manipulation, no disinformation.
Sometimes you'll find later on that you have been manipulated, but it's very hard to find it out right away.
Video games hyping NATO accomplishments.
Oh my gosh, that's from the 60s?
We knew that, of course, we should not say anything to the media.
You can only be hypnotized if you believe in the power of the hypnotist.
That's just fine, and you can just allow your eyes to close.
You must accept him as an authority figure. Different people will accept different authority figures, depending on their needs and value systems.
Spend millions of dollars trying to understand what happens in the blink of an eye.
First tenth of a second of impact.
Well, they rely on some special test subjects. Right, audience? So you ready, Tommy?
I am ready, Dick.
Sexy television like you've never seen it before.
You'll see the magic. I don't think like this. This isn't me. What am I doing?
Why, it's just like you could read what was inside of me.
This is almost like being brainwashed.
We all like to believe that no one can control the way we think. But there are many techniques that can be used to change the way our minds normally work.
Help them to enter a trance, and even more important perhaps, help them to maintain a trance.
I'm sorry. I was in a trance.
Help them to enter a trance, and even more important perhaps, help them to maintain a trance.
Well, a very, very heavy debatation tonight. We had a very Darrison, but let's go ahead, Terrace and look for the head of the pit.
The molecules and networks of our brains have been designed to make us creatures of habit,
who are accustomed to constant interruptions in their programs for messages from sponsors.
Hi, I'm me, and I'm using this to sell you this.
Pepsi. Pepsi.
Hi, I'm me, and I'm using this to sell you this.
Pepsi. Pepsi. Pepsi.
Hi, I'm me, and I'm using this to sell you this.
Feel good about Pepsi. Feel good about Pepsi.
Hi, I'm me, and I'm using this to sell you this. I need a Pepsi. Pepsi. Pepsi.
Who are accustomed to constant interruptions for messages.
My house, my rules, my pleasure.
Suggestions made to people in trance can not only change the way they act, but also the way they feel. Now we will look at techniques which can be used to go much further, to change a person's fundamental belief system and change it for life.
Why, man, this is cold.
one pizza, Dada, please.
Oh. Stop pushing, boys.
Dada, for 8 days, can I have one pizza, please?
Boys, this backs up back all the way and get squashed. Get a bit closer. You're like an ant. It's on his foot. Stay there. Get back, dude. Give that space. Fans, she's not going to do anything to you.
Bye, Dada.
Well, it's a bit late for that.
I love ya.
I get confused by all the claims made in commercials. I get confused by all the claims made in commercials.
Oh, this is Pennywise, line 6, you're on. And your name is?
Bob.
Caller number 5, you're on the air with Pennywise. I'm Jim Phillips.
I get confused by all the claims made in commercials.
Oh, let's go to line 7 on Pennywise. Hi, I'm Jim Phillips.
Bob, commercials.
Oh.
I get confused by all the claims made in commercials.
Oh, well, truth in advertising.
The what?
Truth in advertising. Truth in advertising. You see, the law requires advertisers to tell the truth.
The what?
The truth. The truth. To tell the truth. Truth in advertising.
So these kids have a lot of power in the economy. The advertisers know it, and they are going after them in a way that is unprecedented.
It's the place where I want to be.
This generation of children is marketed to as never before. Kids are being marketed to through brand licensing, through product placement, marketing in schools, through stealth marketing, through viral marketing. There's DVDs, there's video games, there's the internet, there are iPods, there are cell phones. There are so many more ways of reaching children so that there's a brand in front of a child's face every moment of every day.
What we have is the rise of 360-degree immersive marketing, where they try and get around the child at every aspect, at every avenue.
Kids are inundated with this. They are buried in this media blitz.
whatsoever, either for free or for money. You want to test me in the court? If we did not buy ownership, we bought exclusivity. And if you want to try and check me out, and you go ahead and try and do something with it, and I'm going to sue your ass. You can never use it without our permission.
Maybe he's right.
I sent you the check. I own it or I control it. You can never use it for anything without my permission. And if you want to challenge me, we'll go to court tomorrow and I'll prove you wrong. And you want to find out? Let's go.
Maybe he's right.
I'm telling you the facts of law and the facts of reality here. The reality is I gave you money, I own it or I control it. If you want to try and do something with it, I'm going to sue you. You never use it for any purpose again or I will sue you.
Maybe he's right.
I own the copyright. Get a fucking lawyer. Go get a lawyer right now. Let's have it out. I am not going to piss around with you about this. You can't use it without my permission for anything forever. Got it? Get a lawyer, because you're going to need one.
Maybe he's right. Maybe there is something the matter with me.
I'm going to sue your ass.
Maybe he's right. Maybe there is something the matter with me.
I'm going to sue your ass.
I just don't see how a word that makes such wonderful things could be bad.
You want to test me in the court?
Look at this stuff.
I own it.
Isn't it neat?
I control it.
Wouldn't you think my collection's complete?
You want to find out?
Wouldn't you think I'm the girl?
Let's go.
The girl who has
Let's go.
everything.
You can never use it without our permission.
Look at this trove.
I own it.
Treasures untold.
I control it.
How many wonders can one cavern hold?
I'm telling you.
Looking around here you think.
I own it.
Sure.
And I control it.
She's got everything.
You can't use it.
I've got gadgets and gizmos aplenty.
You want to challenge me?
I got who's it and what's it's galore.
I'm going to sue your ass.
Raindrops on kittens and schnitzel on roses, nose cream on my nose, whiskers and crisp eyelashes with noodles, wild geese that fly with their wings tied up with strings. These are a few of my favorite things. Ponies in dresses and warm doorbells and brown raindrops, girls with blue whiskers tied up with noodles, wild kettles that fly with bright copper wings. These are a few of my favorite things. The dog bites, the bee stings. I simply remember my favorite things, and then I feel so bad. cream on ponies, nose cream on kittens, nose cream on roses, and nose cream on mittens. Bells and 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 wild geese. When the feastings, I simply remember my dog bites, and then I feel so bad.
The future is urban. By 2030, urban areas are expected to grow by 1.4 billion, with that growth occurring almost entirely in the developing world. Cities will account for 60% of the world's population and 70% of the world's GDP. The urban environment will be the locus where drivers of instability will converge. It is the domain that by the year 2030, 60% of urban dwellers will be under the age of 18. The cities that grow the fastest will be the most challenged as resources become constrained and illicit networks fill the gap left by overextended and undercapitalized governments. The risk of natural disasters compounded by geography, climate changes, unregulated growth, and substandard infrastructure intersect to frustrate humanitarian relief. Growth will magnify the increasing separation between rich and poor. Religious and ethnic tensions will be a defining element in the social landscape. Stagnation will coexist with unprecedented development as impoverishment, slums, and shantytowns rapidly expand alongside modern high-rises, technological advances, and ever-increasing levels of prosperity. This is the world of our future. It is one we are not prepared to effectively operate within, and it is unavoidable. Megacities are complex systems where people and structures are compressed together in ways that defy both our understanding of city planning and military doctrine. It is an ecosystem that demands a highly agile and adaptive force to successfully operate within. Infrastructures will vary radically, with concentrations of high-tech transportation, globally connected air and seaports, contemporary water, utilities, and waste disposal intermixed with open landfills, overburdened sewers, polluted water, and makeshift power grids. Living habitats will extend from the high-rise to the ground-level cottage to subterranean labyrinths, each defined by its own social code and rule of law. Social structures will be equally challenged if not dysfunctional, as historic ways of life clash with modern living, ethnic and racial differences are forced to live together, and criminal networks offer opportunity for the growing mass of unemployed. This becomes the nervous system of non-nation-state, unaligned individuals and organizations that live and work in the shadows of national rule. Where physical domains can be seen, digital domains will have limitless potential to breed and expand without limit. Digital security and trade will be increasingly threatened by sophisticated illicit economies and decentralized syndicates of crime to give adversaries global reach at an unprecedented level. This will add to the complexities of human targeting, as a proportionally smaller number of adversaries intermingle with a larger and increasing number of citizens. The scale and density of these domains is daunting. In a city of 10 million, where you hold the support of 99% of the population, the remaining 1% represents a threat of 100,000. It is an environment of convergence, hidden amongst the enormous scale and complexity of the megacity. These are the future breeding grounds, incubators, and launching pads for adversaries and hybrid threats. Linked globally, these are man-made labyrinths that provide refuge and movement across the vast sections of these cities where alternate forms of governance have taken control. The advice of doctrine, from Sun Tzu to current field manuals, has provided two fundamental options. Avoid the cities, or establish a cordon to either wait out the adversary or drain the swamp of non-combatants and engage the remaining adversaries in high-intensity conflict within. Even our counterinsurgency doctrine, honed in the cities of Iraq and the mountains of Afghanistan, is inadequate to address the sheer scale of population in the future urban reality. From the streets of Aachen to the Citadel and Way, we have defeated adversaries who attempted to use urban terrain to their advantage. Urban conflict is written deep into the Army's histories. But in tomorrow's conflict, these megacities are orders of magnitude greater in complexity, and our current options do not meet strategic ends. Our future operations must allow us to rapidly return the city to the people. They will be too large and complex to isolate or cordon in their entirety. Yet our soldiers will have to operate within these ecosystems with minimal disruption and flow. Our current and past strategies can no longer hold. We are facing environments that the masters of war never foresaw. We are facing a threat that requires us to redefine doctrine and the force in radically new and different ways. The future Army will confront a highly sophisticated urban-centric threat that will require that urban operations become the core requirement for the future land force. The threat is clear. Our direction remains to be defined. The future is urban.
I am continuing and I am increasing the search for every possible path to peace.
We maintain our strength in order to deter and defend against aggression, to preserve freedom and peace.
No one, friend or foe, should doubt our desire for peace.
The United States wants peace.
We seek peace.
And this is used endlessly in the media by the drip feed method of just constantly downloading the same idiotic memes.
Thundering words.
The strongest word. The strongest word. The strongest word.
Persuasive. The
strongest word.
Expressive words.
The strongest word.
Inspirational words.
The strongest word is still the word free.
Grateful words.
Free.
Enlightening words. Human words.
The word free.
A little deluge of adjectives. Words.
The strongest word is still the word free.
Impact, believability.
Next to the word free, the best word is new.
Persuasive words.
The best word is new.
At your 7-Eleven, freedom's waiting.
For your kind of morning, our kind of freedom.
For you.
Other tested words are mistakes, stop, at last, and don't.
In my line of work, you got to keep repeating things over and over and over again.
The president entering now the Cincinnati Museum Center. 500 or so invited guests there. The President of the United States.
Thank you all. Terrorism, terrorist, terror organization, terrorist attacks, terrorism, terrorist network, terrorist attacks, terrorist group, terrorists, terrorist, terrorists, instruments of terror, terror network, terror cells, terrorists, terrorizing terror and murder, terrorism, terrorists, or terrorists, a tool of terror and torture.
When you hear these talismanic words like control, security, stronger America, strength, realize that they're talismanic words. They're being used against you. They're seduction words to try and get you to accept this because you don't have that. Well, you've been raped of that. The people who are selling you one story here have actually taken away the very things that you needed that were in your psyche to begin with.
I am continuing and I am increasing the search for every possible path to peace.
We maintain our strength in order to deter and defend against aggression, to preserve freedom and peace.
No one, friend or foe, should doubt our desire for peace.
The United States wants peace.
We seek peace. We strive for peace.
I pledged in my campaign for the presidency to end the war in a way that we could win the peace.
It's the presidential reality show. You don't have a president, you have an actor. They say that politics is show business for ugly people.
In my line of work, you got to keep repeating things over and over and over again.
They say that politics is show business for ugly people. They say that politics is show business for ugly people.
In my line of work, you got to keep repeating things over and over and over again for the truth to sink in, to kind of catapult the propaganda.
You got it.
But then again, most people are unaware of a declassified CIA program called Operation Mockingbird, which is solid, undeniable proof that our government is very much interested in using the media for trickery and deception. Here's a short clip from those congressional hearings.
Do you have any people
being paid by the CIA who are contributing to the national news services, AP and UPI.
Well, again, I think we're getting into the kind of detail, Mr. Chairman, that I'd prefer to handle in executive session.
In consumer news, economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year. Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year. Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year. Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year. Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year. Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Of the campaign can get a little salty.
The final days of the campaign can get a little salty.
The final days of the campaign can get a little salty.
The final days of the campaign can get a little salty.
The final days of the campaign can get a little salty.
The final days of the campaign can get a little salty.
The final days of the campaign can get a little salty.
The final days of the campaign can get a little salty.
The final days of the campaign can get a little salty.
The final days of the campaign can get a little salty.
As you probably noticed, the final days of the campaign have been, well, you might call them just a little salty.
If your email inbox is out of control and you've given up sorting it out, a Baltimore company thinks it has a solution for you. Could this be the end of email overload?
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 Could this be the end of email overload? Could this be the end of email overload? Could this be the end of email overload? Could this be the end of email overload? Could this be the end of email overload?
Could this be the end of email overload?
And this is used endlessly in the media by the drip feed method of just constantly downloading the same idiotic memes that you consciously would think you resist. But if they're repeated for the 10, 20 years and you've been growing up, before you know it, you're a parrot of all of that. You don't even realize it was implanted. That's the whole point. You're not meant to realize that your thinking is not your own. That's the smokescreen I was talking about. You're not meant to know that you're under hypnotism. You're meant to think you're perfectly normal. So they're going to sell you the most irrational, most satanic, most vile, pornographic lies, but they're going to sell it in a capsule that makes you think that you're perfectly spiritual, perfectly adjusted, totally normal. As this continues, as this process continues, the division between the outsider who's really sane and the unsane gets wider and wider and wider. What are people complaining about? That they can't believe the world they're walking around in. Sane people are going, I can't handle it, I can't work, it's terrible, the people are idiots.
The television, the television, the television, the television. Never watch the television, the television, the television, the television. Now, I also mentioned too that a fellow that has been in touch with me for an awful long time, his brother was in the CIA, or is in the CIA. He will never talk about the CIA to him. He'll never give anything away whatsoever. He said one bit of advice. He said, never watch the television. Never watch the television. It's the greatest scientific indoctrination tool ever devised. Haven't you figured that out? It's changed the whole culture of nations, not just one nation. Why do you think it was mandatory that everybody in Britain have access to televisions by the government? Most of your ideas and your opinions and how you emulate, because you emulate things, you mimic what you see. As Charles Galton, Darwin and others had said in the past. It becomes you, you become it. And that's what's happened. It's been very, very, very successful. Never watch the television. You can't watch a movie unless you do it critically, if you watch it critically, not there to enjoy it. Remember what they say, it's your emotions that get you on, and it's interwoven all these emotional themes all through movies. You're played like a harp, and they embed ideas into you, along with the movies, and predictive programming too, so you'll accept that which is still to come. And you'll behave the same way as the characters in the movie when it comes. Oh well, what can you do? I'll just watch music or television. You're given a mind of your own, and you've got to use it for yourself. And believe you me, if you ever had a nation or wanted a nation, you'd have to make sure that everyone took their turn. Everyone took their turn, just like jury duty, to go in and oversee the guys that are supposed to be taking care of everything on your behalf. It's a tight club right now. It's been like that forever, because they never intended to give you anything called democracy, or, in fact, a republic. Gangs and fraternities run the systems of the countries. That's how they're run. And under taxation, and it's true what Marx said, and it's true what Lenin said about that part of it, all wealth comes from labor. And tax is another term for labor. When they take your labor from you and give you nothing back for it, that's called stealing and slavery. Slavery, folks. But no teacher told you that, did they? Never watch the television.
I should like to tell you that I have seen some of the experiments shown in this film actually carried out at the All-Russian Physiological Congress. As you can imagine, technique is everything.
Don, do you know what the prearranged signal is?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Claire, do you know what the signal is?
Signal for what?
Well, a few moments ago you were hypnotized and told that shortly after awakening you would be given a signal which would put you back to sleep again. Now do you remember?
No.
I don't.
You're awake, aren't you?
Yes.
I think so.
Well, let's try a few things to see whether we can identify the signal. Is it that?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
How do you feel about that?
No, it's not that.
Well, watch this.
The first television set was fired up in the 1920s, after basically being in development since the mid-1800s. Of course, movies were still being created and viewed since the 1890s using different means, but it wasn't until the late 1920s when live broadcast television programming began. The first American news broadcast was in 1930. Since then, we have been heavily brainwashed and dumbed down, and now there are more TVs than people in the average American household. The same goes for Canada, the United Kingdom, and many other countries. If we're not watching TV on our TV, then we're watching it on our phones, our tablets, our computers. We're constantly saturated in mainstream media.
So don't worry your pretty little head about that, sweetie. Just concentrate on what I am saying to you, princess. There is no effort required on your part whatsoever. You can just allow yourself to listen without even thinking about it. Listening to my words gives you so much pleasure, princess. You feel so warm and happy as my words fill your mind, going deeper into your subconscious the more you listen. There is no need to feel any insecurity or shame in anything you are doing, precious. If you feel guilty or apprehensive, it just means you're a sweetheart who wants to do the right thing like a good girl. Well, princess, doing the right thing means allowing yourself to be who you are, without any regrets or compromise. You are free to be your genuine self as much as you want to be precious.
Oh, yeah. By now, you should be feeling your abs are burning, your abs are getting involved. Oh, yeah. Get that burn, feel it. Learn to love that pain and that burn. It's going to make change. Yeah. Changing your body. Oh, my God.
In March, near Tacoma, 3 teenagers were charged with raping a 15-year-old girl and posting it on Snapchat, an app with more than 100 million daily users.
Ja teksi kyllä mulla on tissi, katos! Ja se vielä sanoo, Elina!
In Ohio last week, this 18-year-old allegedly live-streamed the rape of a 17-year-old girl on the app Periscope. She faces up to 40 years in prison for charges including the illegal filming of a minor.
More data, more truth. All of the data, and all of the truth, right?
As more data becomes available, then we can start doing more with it. And as we do more with it, that creates more data. And as more data becomes available, then we can start doing more with it.
Predict.
And as we do more with it, that creates more data.
My algorithmic me.
And
psychological assessment.
And
computational inference.
And
my algorithmic me.
And
who I am.
As more data becomes more data, as we do more with it, we can start doing more with it. That creates more data. Creates more data. As more data becomes more data, as we do more with it, we can start doing more with it. I think we're on the right trajectory that way.
Move the human race forward.
There is so much more information that we have not digitized. So much more information that we're about to take advantage of.
These are real lives that we're capturing. It doesn't get more real than this.
So you subtract out the kitten and start to put together a catalog of everything in the world. More data, more with it, more with it, more data, more data, more with it, more with it, more data, more data, more with it.
The algorithm of me is slightly off. It's trivial. It's obvious. Maybe just a little bit. It will happen. It's obvious. It's trivial. Maybe just a little bit. I am going to be in an accident.
People have to trust us.
Maybe just a little bit.
Really unique before you know it about yourself.
Maybe just a little bit.
Really unique.
A marketplace that trades exclusively in behavioral futures.
Okay, so who cares? What's the big deal?
Pretty good chance this is a low-risk person. No chance they're going to commit a violent crime. You know, they may do some shoplifting or maybe some drug possession, but chances are they're going to be fine. So here's another individual, certain to be arrested for something.
Having everything.
I am going to be in an accident.
All of the data.
Please, somebody help me! Somebody's looking at me! Somebody's watching me! Help me! Please help me! Help me! Help me! Help me! Please!
All of the data.
Help me!
All of the data. All of the data.
Help me! Please help me!
And that's why I'm saying
Somebody's looking at me! Somebody's watching me! Help me! Please help me!
we just don't have enough data.
Help me!
Maybe just a little bit. a little bit.
More data. More data. More data.
Somebody else,
Maybe just a little bit.
Data.
Maybe just a little bit.
Fellow countrymen, hear me shout. I've got the whole thing figured out. Get a little bit, get a little bit.
We're going to start by playing the national anthem, which was the sign-off on television stations across the nation back in the 1960s.
Our national anthem.
Now we're going to go ahead and watch this national anthem again, only this time we're going to watch it slowed way down. Tell me if you notice anything different from the last time you watched it. Did you see the letters change at the bottom? Let's watch it again in even slower frame by frame motion. It happens so quickly you can barely see it, but you aren't meant to physically, literally see it. You are meant to subconsciously see it. It is meant to go into the subconscious and implant itself into your brain on a subconscious level. And this continues throughout this entire national anthem, and it becomes basically like the script for the movie They Live. This video was shown signing off of television programming for the day throughout the 60s, and we know that during that time is the same exact time that the mass mind control MK Ultra project, the government covert operation, was going on in the United States. They were carrying it out on the American people, and that's been admitted. The CIA admitted it in, 1970? And there's even a speech where Bill Clinton apologized for it in 1995. So this is all on record. This is not a debunked video by any means. In fact, everything I've looked up on this video has only gone to show that it is in fact a real video that was in fact shown on national television networks throughout the country in the 1960s. And if you guys think they're not using this kind of programming today, I assure you that they are. It's just gotten much, much more sophisticated.
My topic tonight is a more sober one, of concern to publishers as well as editors. I want to talk about our common responsibilities in the face of a common danger. The events of recent weeks may have helped to illuminate that challenge for some, but the dimensions of its threat have loomed large on the horizon for many years. Whatever our hopes may be for the future, for reducing this threat or living with it, there is no escaping either the gravity or the totality of its challenge to our survival and to our security, a challenge that confronts us in unaccustomed ways in every sphere of human activity. This deadly challenge imposes upon our society two requirements of direct concern, both to the press and to the President. Two requirements that may seem almost contradictory in tone, but which must be reconciled and fulfilled if we are to meet this national peril. I refer first to the need for far greater public information, and second, to the need for far greater official secrecy. The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society, and we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. We decided long ago that the dangers of excessive and unwarranted concealment of pertinent facts far outweighed the dangers which are cited to justify it. Even today, there is little value in opposing the threat of a closed society by imitating its arbitrary restrictions. Even today, there is little value in ensuring the survival of our nation if our traditions do not survive with it. And there is very grave danger that an announced need for increased security will be seized upon by those anxious to expand its meaning to the very limits of official censorship and concealment. That I do not intend to permit to the extent that it's in my control. And no official of my administration, whether his rank is high or low, civilian or military, should interpret my words here tonight as an excuse to censor the news, to stifle dissent, to cover up our mistakes, or to withhold from the press and the public the facts they deserve to know. For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice, on guerrillas by night instead of armies by day. It is a system which has conscripted vast human and material resources into the building of a tightly knit, highly efficient machine that combines military, diplomatic, intelligence, economic, scientific, and political operations. Its preparations are concealed, not published. Its mistakes are buried, not headlined. Its dissenters are silenced, not praised. No expenditure is questioned, no rumor is printed, no secret is revealed. It conducts the Cold War, in short, with a wartime discipline no democracy would ever hope or wish to match.
And when the 12th largest company in the world controls the most awesome goddamn propaganda force in the whole godless world, who knows what shit will be peddled for truth on this network? Television is not the truth. Television is a goddamn amusement park. Television is a circus, a carnival, a traveling troupe of acrobats, storytellers, dancers, singers, jugglers, sideshow freaks, lion tamers, and football players. We're in the boredom-killing business. So if you want the truth, go to God. Go to your gurus. Go to yourselves, because that's the only place you're ever going to find any real truth. But man, you're never going to get any truth from us. We'll tell you anything you want to hear. We lie like hell. We'll tell you that Kojak always gets the killer and that nobody ever gets cancer in Archie Bunker's house. And no matter how much trouble the hero is in, don't worry, just look at your watch. At the end of the hour, he's going to win. We'll tell you any shit you want to hear. We deal in illusions, man. None of it is true. But you people sit there day after day, night after night, all ages, colors, creeds. We're all you know. You're beginning to believe the illusions we're spinning here. You're beginning to think that the tube is reality and that your own lives are unreal. You do whatever the tube tells you. You dress like the tube. You eat like the tube. You raise your children like the tube. You even think like the tube. This is mass madness, you maniacs. In God's name, you people are the real thing. We are the illusion. So turn off your television sets. Turn them off now. Turn them off right now. Turn them off and leave them off. Turn them off right in the middle of the sentence I'm speaking to you now.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the live edition of Let's Paint, Exercise, and Let's Make Blended Drinks tonight, and we're taking your calls. All these wonderful things that we can do all at the same time.
We are experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the live edition of Let's Paint, Exercise, and Let's Make Blended Drinks tonight, and we're taking your calls. All these wonderful things that we can do all at the same time. Yes, I'm your host, John Kilduff, and call that number, and in the meantime, we're going to get to painting, we're going to do some exercising, and of course, we're going to make some wonderful blended drinks. You know, when you're running and doing a lot of exercise, it's good to eat healthy and concern yourself with healthy kind of things. And so we got some wonderful healthy things here today. Banana and an orange. I got some lemonade. And then with the ice, this Meringuian, can't pronounce it, it's lemon flavored ice. And we're going to blend that up for you. We got the calls here ready. Are those real calls? We'll take those calls right now. And we'll
take line 5, please, John.
Line 5, thank you, Johnny. Hi, caller, line 5. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, bro, this is Bruce. I'm calling from Santa Monica.
Hi, Bruce. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I just want to say that, you know, it's great what you're doing right here with all the stuff that's going on, all the war and all that. What you're doing is like a lighter side of everything. And
cool.
You got us all going, you know.
All right, man.
And I know juices are the way to go, you know. I mean,
definitely.
It keeps you healthy. And this is Santa Monica. Fuck MS gang.
All right. All right, man. Hey, callers. Hi, how you doing?
Hold on. Let me know what they think. It's too loud, man.
All right, just a second. Let's take this caller here. Hi, caller. Welcome to Let's Paint and Exercise and Make Blended Drinks today. Hello. Hello, caller. All right. All right. Well, we ran through the lines here. Let me. Oh no, that's not going to work. Okay. All right. Well, what we like to do is just get some paint on the can. So, I got some red paint. And I'm at the bottom of this paint, you know, and I should just throw it away, but heck, I'm just gonna just for experimental purposes. It's good to experiment. You know, if anything you gain out of this show is that it's okay to experiment, it's okay to fail, and you never know. You might learn something from the process. So, you know, at the very least, you know, we stretch too. You know, before you do this, you want to stretch your body before you get into this kind of position. Don't kill yourself. Okay, 3.6 miles an hour. Okay, that's a good pace. 3.8, kind of a good brisk walk. Okay, let's see who these callers are today. So caller number 25. Hello, caller. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from LA.
Yeah, LA. All right.
Oh, no, well, like, what are you gonna draw with that red paint? You know, like, I kind of had an idea. If you mind me, opinion.
Shoot it out, man. Shoot it out.
Yeah, like you could draw like maybe a guy with red, like signifying like blood, you know?
Right. Some sort of bloody thing.
Fucking Santa Monica.
Oh, okay. All right, now this show's about the creative process. It's not about getting shouts out. We want to try to help you all out. Okay, it's a tough world, like first caller mentioned. Okay, we're trying to make this a little happier place, huh? Okay, so and then when the day's done, and you know when you're waking up early in the morning, it's nice and peaceful. Let's try to get that in our real lives. All right, let's take another call here, and you know, we'll just cut you off if there's any sense that there's something going on. Okay, hello, caller number 25. Where are you calling from? What's your name?
Hello, I'm calling from LA.
Hi, how you doing? What's your name?
I'm Joanna.
Hi, Joanna. Do you like to paint or exercise or make blended drinks?
I like to paint, I like to make juices, and I want to suck your dick.
All right. That's probably a happy customer there. No.
Hey, bro, this is crazy. Hey, I think what you're doing is great.
Okay.
What kind of picture you're going to paint there? Like some kind of Van Gogh or something?
You know, it could be. It could be. We're figuring it out. Sometimes I like to enter the process without knowing what the hell I'm doing.
You're doing great right now. Keep doing it.
Okay, man.
Fuck it, man.
I like that, though. You know, there's something fun there, but I don't like that end part. But that's okay. It's, you know, we're human. We're all bound to like make some mistakes in our lives. So, okay, let's not get into that. All right, blended drinks now. Now this is kind of a healthy segment here on the show. We try to cram in a lot of stuff here in a half-hour show. Try to take on your creativity. Okay, we got some of this shaved ice that we got to put in here. You know, you don't need ice cream when you make a blended drink. You don't need milk. You could just, you know, try things with ice. And maybe a little milk might not hurt, but you know what? What the hell? Let's try that. All right. I know we got those calls. You just hold on, man. Hold on. Get to those calls here.
Line 50, Tom. Line 50.
Okay, the sick line 50. Okay, I presume we screened this line out. Line 50, hello. Johnny, that wasn't screened. You got another screen caller?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's try this one. Hello, caller. All right. Okay, maybe we won't take calls today. All right. Okay, so let's put a banana in there. Now, I don't know if this is going to taste good or nothing, but I'm going to do it anyway. You know what I'm saying? Let's just put it in there. All right. And just for practicalities, let's just see it work. Yeah. All right. Okay, let's not forget about painting. All right. Want to paint. And now I'm going on to the white paint. I have some white paint and different colored paints here. All right. I think I need to pulsate that thing, don't we? Pulsate that. Ah, damn it. There you go. How do you get that thing to... Johnny, what's wrong with this machine?
You need some liquid.
Oh, you need the liquid. All right. All right, well, this is pretty watery. This is the lemonade. Let's try that out. All right. This is the test kitchen here today. We're testing out new products. All right. So we got the ice cubes in there, lemon flavored. We got a banana. And now I'm going to put in this lemonade concentrate. Okay, there's our liquid, baby. That's it. That's our liquid. All right, let's put the cop on there.
That looks delicious, John.
All right, now we're talking. All right. Okay. You know, it's good. It makes it seem a lot better when you're kind of do that little testing, like you got some control of what you're doing, you know.
Why don't you sweeten it with the orange juice?
Yeah, I think what we want to do is let this ferment for a few minutes, take a few calls. Hello, caller. Welcome to Let's Paint Exercise and Make Blended Drinks.
Hey, bro. How you doing? This is Bruce from Venice.
Hey, Bruce from Venice. What would I could do for your creativity process?
Well, I was understanding that you needed some liquid.
That's right.
And I just thought maybe I could be of help. I mean, if, when somebody needs liquids, I'm always called, and I'm there, on the double. What kind of liquids would you prefer? Okay. I got all the liquids in the world.
All right, I know where you're going. Thanks, caller. Hello, caller. Welcome to Let's Paint.
Hey, what's happening, bro?
What's up?
Hey, faster, man. Get it faster on that. Come on, man. Run on faster.
All right.
I'm with you.
All right, let's go. Okay,
faster, brother.
All right.
Rock it, man. Make some more of that juice.
All right, we're at 5. Okay, 5. Let's introduce some yellow into our painting.
I'm painting!
Oh, damn.
Faster! You wussy.
There's my mic. Oh, we lost the creativity that we got with that particular person. All right. And, of course, I lost my mic. You're watching Let's Paint, Exercise, and Blend Drinks here on Time Warner Cable here. I'm your host, John Kildo. Let's take another caller. Line 102. Hello, caller. Hi, you're on Let's Paint Exercise and Blend Drinks. Let's take another caller. Hello, caller.
Hey, man, can you paint your face?
Yeah, go ahead, paint my face.
Yeah. Can you here, put some paint on your face. Watch yourself out, here.
Okay, hello, caller.
Hey, Jack, don't stop doing what you're doing. Fuck white people and...
All right. Hello, caller.
One faster?
Hello.
Hey, you're one faster.
Yeah, we can get it up to 6 pretty safely. 5.5.
Faster.
All right, that's it. I got it at 6, but I got to take it a little slower.
Hey.
I like it at 5.
Okay, paint now.
Okay.
How about if you paint and blend the juice at the same time?
All right, then.
We are experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by.
For 31 years, Channel 7 has proudly presented news, top entertainment shows, useful information, and discussions of issues important in the lives of the nearly 5 million viewers in metropolitan Detroit. We hope we made your day a little brighter. We invite you now to tune to WXYZ Radio 1270 on your AM dial or to WRIF 101 on your FM dial for music throughout the night. We'll see you again at 6 o'clock this morning. Until then, we bid you a very pleasant good night and good morning.
Attention passengers. Attention passengers. Please maintain contact with your personal belongings at all times. Attention passengers. Please maintain contact with your personal belongings at all times. Attention passengers. Attention passengers. Attention passengers. Please maintain contact with your personal belongings at all times. Attention passengers. Attention passengers. Please maintain contact with your personal belongings at all times. Attention passengers.
make you happy too. Life's really worth living when we are birth given. Why can't I give some to you? When skies are gray and you say you are blue, I'll send the sun smiling through. Oh, I want to be happy, but I won't be happy till I make you happy too. I want to be happy, but I won't be happy till I make you happy too. Till I make you happy too.
Some velvet morning when I'm straight, I'm gonna open up your gate and maybe tell you about Phaedra and how she gave me life and how she made it in some velvet morning when I'm straight.
Flowers growing on a hill, dragonflies and daffodils learn from us very much. Look at us, but do not touch. Phaedra is my name.
Some velvet morning when I'm straight, I'm gonna
Attention passengers. Attention passengers. Please maintain contact with your personal belongings at all times. Attention passengers. Attention passengers. Attention passengers. Please maintain contact with your personal belongings at all times.
再见。